Salutations, my name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven. In tonight's video, we're going to be talking about how to eat a pizza. Well, not really how to eat a pizza, but the mindset of how to eat a pizza. And tonight is about me gathering a bunch of creatives that I know, and we're going to hang out together and talk about this and probably a bunch of other things too, because that's the way we are. So let me bring them up real quick. We have Miss Julie and Janice and Clara. Hello! And now we're live.
You did it!
We did a practice run.
We did it!
So, yeah, gotta love it. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about is not necessarily how exactly you eat a pizza, because, we all know how to eat a pizza. You shove it in your mouth and you eat it. But it's more of a mindset kind of thing. And I learned this phrase as how to eat an elephant. And for me, elephants are pretty damn big. And I just, had a hard time with that big of a task, and it just seems like it would take forever. So I shrunk it down to a little pizza that's a little bit more manageable, and broke that down further into how I can use it, not just for like YouTube or art projects, but even just person relationships and stuff like that. So first let me bring in one more person, Mr. Michael.
And last, yeah. Hey, there we go.
Clara's in the mic sandwich tonight.
And she's never been happier.
She's frozen.
Hey, Creator Mike.
Hey, how are you?
Frozen. Oh. Are we doing karaoke? Oh. Let it go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. How's everyone?
Tish is playing with buttons.
Tish is always playing with something.
That's what she said.
So I just wanted to know,
really,
do you guys out there have a certain way when you're going into some big project or some kind of something like that? Do you have
going into a what? A project. Okay.
I hear the finger taps.
Okay.
I'll be serious for 5 minutes. Just 5.
That's a lot to ask for in this group. 5 minutes? Wow, that's like a lifetime. There goes
so this is revenge for every time that Julie and Clara and all of you made me sit there and you went on. And yes, thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah. Sweet revenge. Oh my. Okay. 5 minutes. Let me. Yeah.
Starting now.
Okay. Starting now.
And go.
And we already did one intro to this. We don't need to do a third.
Right?
So my focus for tonight. I know we don't normally have a focus, but I try. But I got squirrel brain and it does its own thing. So I went through this, for those of you who don't know, I went through this 3-day video virtual summit with Luria Petrucci over at Live Streaming Pros. It was called Expand Your Reach, and it had some amazing speakers. I had such brain melt from it that I'm still recovering today. And one of the things was is mindset and getting through and not being a perfectionist and all those kind of things. So I thought we would talk about those kind of things and what helps you get through struggles and stuff. For me, it's the how to eat a pizza. You know, when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like I'm overwhelmed, it's like, okay, Tish, take one more bite, chew it 10 times, and then move forward. So it helps me break it down into bite-sized pieces, and I can actually draw it out on how I'm going to attack each bite, or each slice of the pizza and go from there. Does anybody else have any kind of visualizations or things that they do to help them get through a project?
I got tons of different things. But I don't want to take up the whole show.
You can take as much time
Go,
as you want.
Clara.
We love you.
Clara. Go, Clara.
Well,
Go, Clara.
Clara, we've only got 2 minutes left of silence, so
okay, list, massive list, checklist, erase them out. Get as detailed as you need to, depending on what you're going through. If it's super stressful for me, I go ahead and break it down to a whole bunch of like itty bitty detailed steps. If it's not, and I could say, do this piece, do that piece, and I don't need to do the steps because I'm very confident that day or I'm very together, then I don't go into detail. So for me, it's about seeing it sometimes laid out in a plan, and also the kind of the gratification of getting things off the list, and whether it's on a piece of paper or on my notes on my phone, because you could do these little button things that you can click on the buttons and I'll take it off the list. And I think sometimes it even shuffles it and puts it at the bottom, so that's kind of handy too. That's my go-to, and it works. Next.
No, I'm with Clara. I don't know.
2 minutes.
I'm with you. I like a list. I like a good bullet list to go through. Try and just go off of that. So, and hope that no curveballs get thrown in the process. So.
Oh, curveballs always happen in life. And
oh yeah.
I actually will add the curveballs to my list. So that way when I'm going back through the day and it's like, where'd the day go? Huh? You can see it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you though. I do. I like a list. So, yeah. Otherwise, visualization too. I just kind of closed my eyes and visualized myself going through it, just step by step. Just kind of meditate on it and visualize, picture yourself going through it, doing the steps, what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
No, that sounds great. I think a lot of times whenever I'm doing the exact same thing, just to kind of add to it, I try to take it to where that prioritization is where, this has got to get done, then, this is either in 24 hours or 48 hours. Other stuff, if I can get it done, then yes, it feels great. It's like, yay, I got, this off of my list. And now I'm going to sleep even better just for the plain fact that, my mind's going to be at ease. But there are those times where I just say, the prioritization has to be, well, you know what, I'm going to shuffle this around.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the time that it takes to get something done is going to be like, you know what, that's just going to take too long. And I'm just not, I'm going to have to do that another day or, some other, couple of days or something like that because of the time frame of it.
Yeah.
But it's always good. I mean, we've got so many devices now in this world that you can talk to something. You can tell Alexa, I'm sorry if I'm setting off anybody's, voice assistant,
I got my earbuds in. She can't hear you.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, setting up calendars, alarms, so on and so forth. Tell me when I need to take the pizza out of the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and there you go. But
Yeah, life's
Good.
been so crazy around here. If you're not on one of my alarm schedules, you don't exist. So yeah, if I've got no, and I hate saying that, but it's true right now. It is.
Yeah.
It's like if I don't schedule it and a reminder to call my own mother up in Minnesota or something, it gets lost in the shuffle, and the day gets away from me, and the time gets away from me, and then it's like I'm sitting there in bed trying to fall asleep, and I'm going through, what didn't I do? What do I still have to do? And then it's like, oh crap, I still didn't call my mother, And so then it's like, Google, remind me to call my mother at 11 o'clock. Something like that. And then Google will say, you've already got 3 things scheduled at that time. It's like, okay, well, I guess 11 o'clock is fully booked.
sorry, Mom.
Mom's got to wait.
Yeah.
Right,
Mom.
right. And yeah, but yeah, it's been crazy. So, but yeah, so
I'll be right back.
the technology notifications for my life are binging, but without them, I'd be lost right now. I really would.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's just that they help me stay on track, because there's too many wheels turning. There's too many hamsters on wheels right now going on. And it's the only way I can kind of tame them and keep them in their wheels and going. So it's like, where am I trying to go with this metaphor?
I always say I don't have ducks, and they're not in a row. I have squirrels, and they're at a rave. So
Yeah.
I can't really understand.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Denise? Do you have any that helps you get through some struggling times, like when you need to plan something or you got a big task to accomplish?
Yeah. I turn into a different person, I think, altogether. I used to be a really
Should we be scared?
really scared. Be very scared.
Dr.
Meet my
Jekyll and
twin.
Mrs. Hyde.
Yeah. I used to be a person that kept lists. I mean, if it didn't have a box or it didn't have a check mark at bedtime, I panicked, stayed up. And I finally learned to just go with the flow. Like in mixed media, everything is a process and a step. You put things on, it has to dry. You put something else on, it has to dry. So in between all those times, I either have to schedule myself downtime for my brain, or I go on to the next project. But I've gotten to a point where it's like body mechanics. It just goes and I do it. But when it comes to more like the fluid stuff, if I don't plan that out in my head, the outcome I'm not worried about, because I know fluid art is just going to do what it's going to do. The paint's going to do what it's going to do. And I just kind of go with that. But other than that, I don't keep the list like I used to, because they made me panic. But I do keep my Google alarm, and that Google alarm is named Steve, and he keeps me on track and keeps me facing forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you and Steve don't fight, we're good, right?
Oh yeah. As long as we
You know
work it all
what?
out.
If you wanted to fight with Steve, why not? You're going to be the one that's going to win out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Tish, can you mute me for a second until you see me back in the chair?
Sure can. All right. How about you, Mike?
No, I'm a little confused because I'm the badass chef. I thought we were actually going to be talking about pizza.
Could eat
We
pizza.
can. We
So
will.
I thought it was going to be like an argument, like whether pineapple
Yeah.
belongs on pizza or not.
Well, we're
So,
we're
I'm-
doing
I'm
that in the
still-
the next half hour. That's
Trying
all
to
it's going to be
process
about.
this.
Yeah.
Actual food. We don't do a live stream without talking about food. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
True.
No, it's a good analogy. And it's just like I'm the kind of person, like if you, like you said, eat it one bite at a time, but then I look at it and like try to grab 2 slices and eat the whole thing at once. So I try to,
Drinks. How hungry are you?
yeah.
Man, I'm coming down to Florida. We're having pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It'd be cool. Go out to the old city out in St. Augustine. It's like right
Oh.
on the intercoastal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
cool.
yeah. Yes.
Fun.
Yeah, I was there high school. Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you?
Yeah, that's been a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, Sue Ashworth.
There's Miss Sue. I was
Hey
waiting-
everybody, how you doing?
Hi, Sue.
Hey, Sue.
Sorry I'm late. I had
Hey, that's my job.
grandchildren.
Hey.
Mhm.
It's life. We all have
Yeah.
life.
Mhm.
As usual, every time I'm about to go live, Nana, Nana,
And we'll say,
Nana. It's like,
hey,
Yep.
oh my God.
we love the kids. We love kids.
Yes.
And you know
Yes.
what's really
As much
even more
as they-
annoying?
As much as they try our patience, we
Mhm.
still love kids. So
Yeah, and then the government goes and extends school holidays for another 2 weeks.
Oh
my
no.
God.
COVID.
Oh, mm,
Oh
yeah.
gee.
Oh no.
So, Sue,
So,
we're
yeah.
talking about analogies or acronyms or whatever it is that helps you create your environment, helps you with artwork. Do you have anything like how to eat it? Like the title of this video is How Do You Eat a Pizza? That's a mindset that I try to use. Do you have anything like
With my
that?
hands generally.
I use a knife and a fork. I know
I-
I'm
I knew she was going to say
Me
that.
too.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
How do
with
I?
your pinky out?
No, that's with a cup
Okay.
of tea.
Oh, tea.
Yeah, and in a proper teacup.
Yeah.
No,
I just like to jam it right in.
yeah,
I'm
that'd
not-
be about.
I'm
Yeah, I
not-
can
That's what
actually
he
see you
said.
doing that,
Yeah.
folding
That's
it
what
in
he
half and just woofed it. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. No, what are we what are we talking about?
Well, I thought we were talking about pizza, but
Right, pizza. Thank you.
What I watch a lot of YouTube, and I'm here. I don't know what you guys are like, but I'm a push me pull you. I get pulled to this idea and pulled to that idea and pulled to this and pulled to that and pulled to this and pulled to that,
Oh yeah.
and everything takes a while. I'm the kind of person that when I sit and I do something, I need to really nut it out. I'm an extreme perfectionist, and if I do one thing wrong on it, it gets put to a side until I nut out how to fix it and don't, excuse the terminology, screw it up even more. So I run through the steps in my brain. Okay, I want this effect, so I need to work out the best way to get it for me. I need to work out if I use this color and this color, will they blend nicely? Will they turn to mud, which is 9 times out of 10? Then I like
You need to do the experiments. Is that what you mean, or
yeah,
tests?
I try not to do too many tests. I try to get it first shot. Try being the operative word.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching ATD because they do the tests before us, and from that helps me work my technique out. So hence my printer's not printing properly. As you can see, I have black and I have blue. That's it.
Wow.
That could be cool.
Yeah,
And I
that's
don't know
cool.
how many times I do
I like that.
do a cleaning on it, a deep cleaning. It's driving me
So wait,
mental. So
She's having
no,
Zoe
she can
problems.
stay in.
She's under the table and she's bumping the tripod and bumping me. And I tried to sneak her a treat. That's what I was doing in the pantry area. That didn't work. She wants more.
Yeah.
She's a Labrador. Hello.
I know.
You know, there's a
I
that's
mean-
the joy of live streams. So
Yeah, if it's not kids, it's dogs, right? Or
Right,
cats in
yeah.
Julie's
Hi,
case.
Zoe.
Yeah.
it's, yeah,
My cats.
yes. Yeah.
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 Oh, I have
Um,
Misty now too.
Misty. I couldn't
2
remember
cats.
the
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah.
So
I can remember faces but never names.
yeah, join the club. It. I like to take my time and work things out before I actually go ahead and do it.
Okay. Yeah,
And
so-
then when it gets to the point, like one of the very first tables I've ever started to do, one step I missed was sealing it before I put the resin on, so it's got bubbles all the way through it.
Oh.
So, and because of that, I was really shitty with myself, so I just left it, and it's still left and sitting there. So, yeah.
But what you know, that's another obstacle I think that a lot of us as creatives need to get over too is the perfectionism thing. Because that
Yeah.
was something that they talked about is done is better than perfect. But also I think it was Melanie Diane Howe. And I love Mel. If you haven't been to one of her live streams on Tuesday afternoon, y'all need to go over there. She is just full of spitfire and I love her. I want to hug her neck. But she was talking about, I think it was her, talking about how perfectionism fear is another word for fear. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't want to make a mistake, so you're being perfectionist about it, kind of thing. And
Well,
I think
like the fear of not being accepted if you're not perfect.
kind of,
Yeah.
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 And
And I
think
know
some
exactly
of
where
it-
that stems from too with me. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think all of us do in some way, shape, or form, whether it's from
Yeah.
childhood or just from being bullied in school or, you know, some kind of something, you know, even in our, you know, younger adult days, you know, not being accepted in the coffee talk at work because, you know, whatever.
That wanting to
reason.
fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
want to fit in. And we all, as humans, we all have that desire to fit in, and for the most part, I just want to find other people that are as weird as me.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
still
too.
Well, I think that would be all of us, right?
weird, but not as
Hello.
Yeah. That's why we get
I'm
along
right
so
here,
well.
Tish. I'm
I was
right
gonna
here.
say, I think you have. What are you talking about? Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think Mike, did you were you a professional chef, like in a kitchen, like for years and years, or I don't remember your background as far as the chef works go.
Yeah, I did all kinds of stuff from starting from the very beginning, like line cook and everything, and even managed restaurants, and then we catered. Me and my wife catered for a while, and did plenty of things.
So you understand the whole 15-minute ticket thing, where
Yeah,
you have 15 minutes to make that plate and get it out and have it look pretty.
Mhm.
That pressure.
yeah.
So,
Good.
and I
Guys,
think
I'll be back in a minute.
okay. So you understand that pressure and some people thrive off of that. Like my
I
friend
used to.
I
loved
used to, yeah.
he loved it when he had that pressure because he could just jam it out. I hated it. That's why I got out of doing the culinary thing. I hated that pressure. I would go home and my head would hurt. And
I used to live off of it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. And I still can't. I don't like being rushed. And then I create scenarios where I am rushed because I get lost in the moment and I get squirrel brain and then I'm rushed. So that's
Yeah.
why me, I have to take that slice and start biting off pieces and be like, okay, I need to save this part for later because I need to go start on the next slice. So,
Right.
Yeah,
kinda-
in life we are rushed, and a lot of times there's a lot of things to manage. And one of the things I took back from I used to have my own advertising business. It was just me, though. If I had a bunch of little bitty jobs and I had a big job that was pressing, a lot of times I would work on those itty bitty jobs just to get out of my hair, and then I knew I had that focus time to work on that one big project. So that I still do today. If I know there's a bunch of little jobs that are just keep gnats kind of getting in your way.
Mhm.
Get them out of the way, and then you can focus.
Yeah, I used to be an operations manager, so I loved that I need it yesterday type of thing,
Mhm.
and it was always, okay, what else have you got for me? What else have you got for me? Yeah, give it to me. I can handle it. I can handle it. I can do more. I can do more. Give it to me. Give it to me. And I still have that personality in me, but I have fibromyalgia now. And I also have a form of rheumatoid arthritis. So, yeah, my body kind of slapped me upside the head and said, we're not doing this anymore with you.
Yeah.
You've burned us out. You've fried our connections, and we've completely short circuited, and you've got to stop burning the candle at both ends and taking on more than what we can handle. And so I find it very, very hard to not go, oh yeah, I'll do a collaboration with you. Yes, I'd love to do a collaboration with you too. Oh, collaboration, sure. Let me do it. Let me do it. Oh, a video every day? Absolutely. I could do that. I could do that. No, I can't.
Yeah, your
No, I
brain
can't.
and your body have two different
Agendas. Completely different agendas.
Yep.
In my brain, I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Oh, I want to work with them. I want to go back to work and actually have a part-time job to help fund the stuff that I still want to create and do. And I mean, my brain is always freaking going and firing on so many different cylinders, but my body doesn't want to go that route.
Yeah.
And so it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating at times to try and shut this down and to do it non-chemically, because I don't take anything for my chronic pain anymore either. I used to be on opioids and muscle relaxants, and I flushed all that stuff. I don't do any of that anymore. And so, yeah, I'm chemical free except for the nicotine and the soda and coffee. That's it. And the occasional alcoholic drink once in a while to help me, relax and stuff too. Once in a great while. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not. I never really. Yeah, I know. It looks good. But yeah, so after 30 years, you got to just kind of say, okay, body's going to win. Brain's got to shut off, but it's hard. It's so hard.
At some point you got to put yourself as a priority. Yeah.
And I find that hard too. I find it very hard to put me first for anything. It's like, okay, the husband needs this. Okay, my mother-in-law needs that. Okay, my kids need this. Oh, my friends need that. And it's like, okay, but I still have to do this, because this is my job now and this is what I love to do. So I've got to make time for this. And finally, for a long time, I said, okay, this is mine and I'm not going to give it up. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you, the list people, do you guys schedule time, downtime, or do you just guys go till your body stops? You just go till your body stops. Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Yeah. And then it's reviewing the list. What's still on it?
Yeah.
What's still on that list? Okay, we've got to carry that over to tomorrow's list.
Yeah.
I used to, and now I'm going through so many big things in my life. that are the things that you have to stop and just take care of yourself or breathe. And I'm doing a lot of breathing, granted I'm breathing right now, but you know what I mean? You take that
Yes.
moment.
It's breathe with a capital E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. And I have recently, it's like I needed to get back into my business again, start building it back up again, get back into art again. And it's now I have to focus because I've got a time crunch coming in where I'm going to have to depend on me again. And I went in and I was really proud of myself. I did a Google Calendar thing, and I blocked out big chunks of time, like studio time had a big chunk. Then I've got my ATD lives that I'm involved into. And then after that, it's like it's just simple. It's me time. So if it's relaxing, if it's cooking, if it's hanging out with my son, it is definitely me time. And it is across the board. Every night there is me time. And on the weekends, it's either I do something on Saturday or I have all day me time. And then so the other day would be whatever the task I was going to do Saturday. So it can flip flop. But I think it's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually watching a video. There's a short content on YouTube. I was scrolling and it caught my attention. And it said 5 minutes to art. Take 5 minutes every day to do something creative. Whether it's making a list of the items that you're going to need for your next project, whether it's actually sitting down and doodling or drawing or cleaning up your space for 5 minutes, taking an inventory. And I'm like, I think
that's cool.
That 5 minutes just helps you breathe, helps you focus, helps you
Right.
get planned.
Well, and isn't that kind of what Karen used to talk about too? Karen Peabody, she'd always say, if nothing else, I come down here and spend at least 5 to 15 minutes just doodling to keep everything kind of flowing, and it relaxes her, but it keeps her art brain sharp. And I loved her for that. And it was like, I have got to try and put that into practice.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I just saw that and remember, I think Karen does it for 20 minutes, I think, but even 5 minutes, take 5 minutes for yourself and do something that you love, or being creative, whether you're in the kitchen and you're doing a menu plan for the week. I mean, sometimes usually it takes longer than 5 minutes, but you want to have a plan. So take 5 minutes and make that plan, and then you can take that list and bring it back to your shopping list. One list made for your shopping. I see Zoe on the curtain.
I saw my painting behind Shanice. I see it back there.
Oh, you can see us now, Todd.
Yeah, I can see it back there. It's beautiful.
It is. It's so beautiful.
Toot my own horn. Oh, my horn.
Your little blower.
And my blower.
There it is.
Oh, we missed it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was there. That's.
What do you do?
Okay, so we were talking about scheduling and
I was distracted.
setting up routines, or using your mindset to get your projects done. One of the other speakers was his name is Thomas Frank, and he has a YouTube channel that's all about organization and getting your ultimate tasks done. And he talked about 2 programs on the computer. One was called Habatica and one is called Beanminder. And Habatica is, I guess it's kind of like a game format where you can gather a bunch of friends. And I thought this would be kind of cool as like an accountability type thing for maybe us at the Haven and friends of us at the Haven. We could all do and if you put tasks on your thing and you don't get it done, then your friends get hit points taken away from them. I gotta check this out.
What? Oh, a game?
So it's like a game. But one of the things that he said is don't overload yourself with tasks. Don't give yourself 30 tasks a day to finish, even if that's what you think you need. If you do.
Uh-huh.
And obviously he's and one thing that he kind of clarified, not really, kind of sort of, is obviously you still need to shower, you need to sleep, you need to eat, hydrate. Those are givens. But he said the rule of 3, only add 3 main tasks to your day. So only have 3 main things that you need to get done for the day. Even if that means you still have a whole to-do list over here, here's your main to-do list, but on your day list, you have 3 tasks from that list to get accomplished. And every day you get those 3 tasks done. And then slowly, this list over here is going to get smaller. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Sometimes
it's
shower is on my list, though. You know,
What's that?
I said sometimes shower is on my list.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Sometimes people need to add shower to their list, and just and
We're not shopping at Walmart.
and then sometimes we are at Walmart. Yeah, sometimes it's just inevitable. You're like, I want to do the pickup, but I can't get scheduled in for 2 days. So, I just got to.
Somebody tried to burn our Walmart down on Christmas Eve.
What?
Yeah,
like
I know.
they started a fire inside.
Yes, in the toilet paper towel aisle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that like maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago that happened. Some guy started a fire in there in Walmart.
Are you sure it was 2 years ago? Because there wasn't any toilet paper then.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why.
That's why. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. We were right at that, we were right at that point that in
He's probably thinking, try and hoard this, you guys.
Yeah, in 2020, we weren't quite to the point that we were, that deep in the pandemic that we were, I guess, quarantined. But yeah, that took place at the actually over there, like where Dad lived, at that Walmart.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe people got it out for Walmart. They're like, hey, this is a new thing. Setting fires in your local Walmart.
Walmart's.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah, rumor has it was for a TikTok video or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that sounds about right. It's like chewing Tide Pods and setting
Yeah.
Walmart on fire. So
Right. New challenge.
I think this is Helen. I think that's her name. She says,
Yeah.
on my
Oh,
birthday,
yeah.
I walk to my table and organize a bit more. Then I have to lay down and feel somewhat unhappy that I'm not painting.
Oh.
Ever feel unhappy that you're not painting? And I'm not really telling you not to feel something. I'm not telling you what to do, really. But be thankful. Be grateful that you got to walk to your table and
Yeah.
organize it.
Yeah.
Never beat yourself up.
Right. That
Yeah.
mindset of true gratitude will get you back to painting. Be grateful that you had enough energy to get out of your chair or your bed or whatever to walk to your table and organize it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walking.
Focus
Yeah,
on your accomplishments.
but that's. I kind of know where she's coming from, though, and I gotta say that's easier said than done because it is frustrating when you really want to create, and
you can't.
yeah,
And
And
it's okay. You just show up every day, try it again. But the main thing is you cannot beat yourself up. And just, you
Yeah.
got to tell yourself, no, don't. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah.
yeah,
And if it's something important to you and it's a priority, then keep it on. If it's not a
Yeah.
priority, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and don't beat yourself up. That's
that's a big
definitely
one.
that's exactly it. I mean, it's the type of thing that if you did some organization, I mean, praise yourself for that, and then just say, hey, at least I've got this ready. So tomorrow or whatever day, you'll jump right in and do something, and go
Yeah.
from there. And if you create something and it's not to your liking, then
Yeah.
play around with something. Yeah.
She said, I try, and you can do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can. And I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, I was in such a dark place a couple of years ago that getting out of bed was an accomplishment. You know, taking a shower, eating real food, not just like saltine crackers. You know.
Yeah,
eating
but
a
you know
real-
what? That's
those
what
things-
that's what
that's
this is for.
for.
This is for
Exactly.
to be there for each other and
Yep.
say, "Hey, yeah, I got faith in you, and I know that you know, you're going to make this happen."
Yeah.
So that accountability, just like we were talking about last night when we were kind of doing the same thing on Mike's channel, is having that accountability to say, you know what, I have total faith in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, you know, because we have been in generations of, oh, you're lazy, oh, you know, get up off your ass, oh, you're a loser, you know, and just people saying things that they think that's, you know, shaming you is the way that's going to, you know, make things
Motivate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be the motivation. And I think we're starting to see as a society that, you know, we're taking mental health in a serious matter now, in a serious nature, to where everybody deals with some kind of level of something, and we all need to recognize that.
Yeah.
And support each other in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's good to push people that you have already established trust and faith into. You know, they've got your back. And so when they push you, it's like, no, you can do this. I know you can.
Yes.
You've got it in you. Or they hold you accountable for something you haven't done and you keep talking about it.
Right.
Yeah. But
because you respect that person.
Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That place of trust. Yes.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, one step at a time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one bite at a time, one step
Yep.
at a time.
Right.
You know, all,
There you
all
go.
of that.
Not me and Mike, man. We're just jamming the whole pizza right in our mouths, and
Two
just-
pieces at a time.
Thank you, Helen, so much for the super
Aw.
chat. And yes, we
Awesome.
all understand. We
We
all
feel
have
you, Helen. Yeah.
in
Mhm.
some kind of situation where we weren't able to art, we weren't able to bring those things that bring us joy. But here's the other thing I always tell people too is you are in control of your happiness. You have the control over it. No one else can make you happy, only you. And
That's
as
right.
soon as you get that pounded in your head, it's a hard thing because we were always taught, oh, he makes me so happy or she makes me so happy. No, they don't make you happy. You make yourself happy in their presence.
Yeah.
So once you take ownership of your life and of your mindset, it changes your perspective. It changes the way you look at things.
Yeah.
And I was going to announce this later on, but I think I need to kind of illustrate this. I was for the last 6 months of last year, I was having a hard time. I was having more dark days than light days, and Michael can attest to this. It was a real struggle to get me out to the studio sometimes, and there's just a lot of things coming into my head. So finally, I just said, screw it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to make my happiness. I'm going to create my happiness. My first step is I need to have a full-time job so I can have money that I can count on. And so I applied for a job and I went through the interview and I was nervous as hell for a week.
No sleep.
No, I didn't sleep. I barely ate anything. And I can officially say that I am an official member of the vidIQ team. I will be working in customer support. And I get to work from home, so no daily, no any of that crap. So yeah, love it. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be working from home, and
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm trying to connect with my modem.
Oh, I thought we were
God.
Thought we were getting beamed up somewhere.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to connect with my
Now
dialogue.
would be a real good time today.
I just want to let you guys know that it's not going to change anything on the channel. If anything, it's actually going to help me make it better. And it's going to help me help you guys. Because
Yeah, you're going to be telling us all the things we need to be doing. is what
Yeah.
you're
it, like if you
She's
have
going to give us the inside scoop.
if
Yeah.
you have a YouTube channel, if you are just just starting out on YouTube, or if I already have, and that's I'll be honest, part of the reason why, and she even said this to me, that she was looking for someone who knew vidIQ, which was me, because I've been using vidIQ for 2.5 years, almost 3. And so I know vidIQ and I know YouTube. And especially now after going through this virtual summit, now I've got all this power and knowledge in my head. Now I want to just share it with you all. And it's only going to get stronger. It's only going to get bigger. And if you don't have a channel and you want to start one, now's the time. Creator economy is a thing. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And corporations are scared. And they're going to try and stand in our way, but we need to just,
That's right.
So, you just do what you got to do, but have fun. So
I'm happy for you.
Yes.
Congratulations,
for
Tish.
me, just because this is an opportunity for me to learn more and help other people and grow my own knowledge base and do all the things. So
Yeah.
have a hard head. I just started to when I found out. That's funny. I have a hard head too. I'm a Capricorn, so and a redhead. Ask Michael.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show for another night. But no, I being the other person in this household, and there's been a lot of conversations. There's been a lot of isolation because she's been going through a lot, and I don't think she was even for sure exactly how to talk about it. But opportunities come at times when you least expect it, and I think this was something that it happened, and everything started falling in place, and the planets were lined up, and the great thing of it is that she has been part of vidIQ for such a long time, and knowing the ins and outs, and they were looking for Tish, and just and then there she was, and they were like, okay, because a lot of times when interviews are going on, they're doing things to see if you're bullshitting. And she wasn't. I mean, she was hitting the marks. And so at that point, they were like, yeah, we're going to make this happen. And so
awesome.
That's awesome.
They've got
She doesn't know how.
we've got a great employee now, and we're going to get things lined up, and probably eating a lot more frozen pizzas. So, I'm excited. No? Oh, okay. Dang. Yeah.
Darn.
I was kind of looking forward to those tombstones
Tombstones
on special. No, I'm just kidding. But no, this is going to be.
I was going to say, I'm going to hit up Mike for his pizza sauce recipe. So I have a dough that's like killer. I just need to find the right sauce.
Cool. Yeah, we'll trade out.
Yeah, there you go.
Swapping.
It's all about fermentation for the crust. Sincerely,
Swapping recipes. Yeah.
For any kind of crust or dough, like bread doughs and stuff. Yeah, it's all about the fermentation. That's what gives it all its.
Do you have one of those starter things in your fridge?
No.
That's sitting back there, and it's been passed down for like 50 years.
No, that's what I'm actually going to do a sourdough starter this summer though, so I can have it sit
I
outside
like those.
and
Ugh.
connect and yeah.
I know it tastes delicious. I just don't want to know that it sat out there for 20 years fermenting and doing its thing before you stuck it in there and made it rise and baked and stuff. I don't know. It's just
You keep
like just
using from it and adding. It's
Yeah,
not like
Right.
the original 20 years.
it's like a little pet.
Well,
You feed it, you give it
right.
love from it, and then that's just how it works.
I get the general idea of it. It sounds so odd to know that some people have sourdough starters in their fridge that have been originated from
handed
50
down?
years ago. Yes, handed down and yeah, the original was made like 50 years ago, so there might still be an ounce or two of that 50-year-old starter within the starter that's in the fridge right now. It just sounds like
The babies.
So microscopic, you ain't gonna be able to know.
it just sounds weird and I don't know. Gives me the crawlies.
Kettle black.
Little crawlies. It's like, ugh. Yeah.
I just kombucha. Yeah.
First snort of the night. Folks.
Yeah. Is that the stuff that ferments in like tea, the tea that ferments and it gets like that mushroom thing at the bottom of the jar or something?
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Don't you?
I like kimchi.
Kimchi.
Oh,
Yeah, I like kimchi, but that stuff sits in a crock in the ground for like 100 years. And yeah, but it's spicy and it's sour and it's good and it's delicious. And I don't know why I can eat that. Part of me says it's the spices that killed anything bad.
I was at the farmer's market and somebody had like kombucha and I went to get it and he's like, I brewed this in my basement. And he kind of like, oh, okay. So, I tried some, but you get big bottles like this. That's the bottle we drink.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Wow.
Kombucha.
Tish, can you mute me, please?
Oh, gee. That's
That's a big bottle.
a big bottle. How long does it take you to drink one of those? A day?
Well,
2 days?
Yeah, a couple days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you dilute it with water?
Sometimes, but most times just straight like that. The ones now they've got it, you have to, they don't really ask for it, but you're supposed to show ID because there's actually a little bit of alcohol in it
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
from the fermentation.
Woohoo!
Yeah. That's why you got to drink that much to, it's like one
Sorry, the
beer.
jars are so big.
Again. Fast.
Michael, we need to get some of that.
Not right now. No, no, thank you.
I
I don't know. The dog was going. Are you good? Are you good? Okay.
It's going to be bad if the dog drags it outside and buries it. It's bad when the dog rolls on his back and starts squirming around on it like a dead animal.
Brandon likes beer.
Not even Scout will touch it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She used to knock my beer bottles over just so she could have beer. And she
Oh,
my
Taz
gosh.
does that. Taz will do that. A glass of wine. That cat is an alcoholic.
Well, he learned from the best.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, what are your plans for your channel for 2022? Do you have a plan, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
No, I'm actually gonna put out as much content as I can in the probably in like the next 30 days. I've already put out like 3, whether it's a short or a regular video or whatever. But I'm gonna try and like people like vlog every day. But I'm just gonna I'm not gonna sit there and try and put one out every day. If I have to put 2 out in a day, I'll put 2. Or I'm just gonna make as much content as humanly possible for that channel. When I get a chance, and I'll go cook something and put on the Badass Chef channel and maybe on my third channel or whatever, and then help Keely with hers. So this is what we do now. It's not, I don't have another job to go to. So it's not like we were on the road and working and then saying, I'm going to come home and edit tonight, or we're going to film tomorrow. It's, every day that we get up, it's, what are you going to, do we have to film today? Is it going to be nice weather outside? And, or do we have to edit? And so I'm more, I don't make lists and try to do, structured things. I'm more chaotic. My brain just works that way. And I work under stress, and I just always have. It's, some people say like I'm what do you call it? I overworked, or not overworked. I'm a hard worker, and I used to be, workaholic. There you go. I'd be like the
type A's.
Right. Even in the restaurant business,
I can definitely empathize with that. Yeah.
The first one in and last one out, like all the time. And, I'd be the first one in, and everyone else would get a break first. And no matter what I was doing, when I was building houses and building things, and I was helping someone build a porch, and it's like 100-degree heat index, and I was up on the beams, we're putting it together. Lunch came, they all stopped. They're eating. I was still up there, and my son was helping me too. And, they're like, stop and eat. And I'm like, it's just, I'm just always like that. So I like all the, everybody's different. That's what we got to realize too, is that if you need, like, right now we're in this self-help thing, and a couple of years ago, it was all the hustle culture, and we're all different, whatever. To me, that stuff makes me happy, and getting up and hitting the floor and getting to work is, just being able to build something, a business and stuff out of, I've been trying to do that since I was like 18. I had like the little startup magazines and Entrepreneur and trying all these different things. And it was always so tough. And now there's so much opportunity, just like when the internet came and just opened the floodgates. That, so I just get out there and doing the work actually is entertaining to me, and it is relaxing. And even the physical work, when I'm making my products and I'm like cutting something, I'm on a saw, I get in a zone, and I'm just cutting, doing other things, music's on. And when I run out of material, I'm sad. I'm like, oh, I don't have anything else to cut or work with. I got to go get some more. And
now what?
So, now what? So, but everyone's got to do it. It's not, I hope it's kind of like we're always doing, saying, one size fits all, like everybody's like, you got to do self-help, you got to do self-care. And a lot of people do. You just have to figure out if it's for you. And if it's not, don't feel bad, and don't, do things that, you just got to do what's right for you.
That's good.
Yeah. And I have to do that right now just because of what I'm going through in my life. And there's a lot of family stuff, and it's heavy. It's a lot heavy.
Yeah.
So,
and my wife, I mean, she goes through a lot too. So, it's just, she knows. If you ever talk to her, it's like we're talking about cooking. And when we went to cater, we had somebody was going to have a birthday party and had like 150 people. And the easiest thing to do is just to make a bunch of dishes and put them out, and just serve. And I said, I want to cook, 4 people. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, we want to prepare all the meals, prepare all the, appetizers, and prepare everything. And she had a big kitchen with a big island. And we had 150 people. It was me and my wife, and we just hired a couple of people to be servers. To get dishes. And from the time people walked in, we were cooking and serving people, because I'd worked in the restaurant industry for so long, and they've never been to anything that was catered like that. Usually it's, slopping the hogs is
buffet style.
Right. And they would come in, and we're fixing little plates with little miniature like sliders. Before they had sliders, we had a little tiny burger, tiny milkshake, like a little thing of fries, truffle fries, and
very cool.
And then we made up our own dishes and that. So we were having all these dishes that they've never had before. and they were watching us prepare it and serve it. And we had that was like a lot of pressure. You know, most people would be like, you know, they're afraid to mess something up, or, you know, in front of everyone, you know, and because you have an audience sitting there watching you while you're doing it. And I was like excited. I couldn't wait till the time came when it was time to start cooking and to start serving people. So I just, you know, I thrive under that pressure. And we went through it, and like people were saying that they live in that country club, that they've hired the country club to cater their things, so that we were like 10 times better than them.
Oh yeah, country club probably had nothing but lined up warming dishes and sterno cans.
Right.
But you made it, Mike. You made it an experience.
Right.
You didn't make it just a meal. You made it an experience, and I think that's the difference between a good restaurant and a bad restaurant, because you can get a burger anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know, it's not just the food; it's the experience, the ambiance, and your server. You know,
but he also made it his own too.
Yeah.
And that's
if you have a bad server, that ruins so much of your meal.
Yeah.
You know, if you're waiting on a water, or you ask for butter and you get water, you know, it's just it can change it. So I would love to have, you know, I've been to like hog roasts where they had like the salads out, but when you wanted meat, they cut it right for you, like had you know, chopped it right in front of you and gave you your portion. You know, so I've had, and that made it so much more cool, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a dining experience versus just being waited on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, we're definitely seeing a tough time in the service industry now comparative to everything. So the challenges are there.
Yeah.
And people are you know, are feeling it when they go out. I mean, you know, Tish was kind of making a joke, but we actually, you know, she asked for water, and, you know, we ended up getting more butter. And
I asked for butter.
Yeah.
And she got me.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Yeah. Or no, I thought you asked for water, wasn't it? No, it was the other way around. Okay. Anyway, but no, the thing was the manager came by and he wanted to know how everything was going. And I told him, I said, not real good. And, you know, I explained to him, and he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, very much so. I mean, and he could have just easily got, you know, whatever it was and rectified the situation. And he just acted like, so when I went to pay, and the lady, she asked, how was your experience? And I said, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't very good. You know, we had some issues. And she said, well, let me have you talk with the manager. I said, I did. He came by the table. I said, he was discussing about it.
Yeah.
And then she kind of goes, well, hopefully things will be better next time you're here.
Like there's going to be a next time.
Right.
Right.
I was kind of like, what makes you think we're coming back?
Yeah.
You know, and it's.
You've only got one time to make a first impression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, you know, and you can be a regular someplace and go there, and things can be a little rocky. But if you start seeing the consistency of it being rocky every single time, and then they just get to the point that they're dismissive about it, like, you know, oh, well, you know, I guess you just asked at the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know, it's that's when you're.
And I think you only got one time to make a bad impression too.
Yeah.
It depends on how you come across the week, because we all make mistakes.
Right.
You know, and how you own it and recover and step up.
How you own it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And
it's what you do with it.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know, when you're at a good restaurant that you really love and stuff, and you can tell if a couple people had to call in sick or something and they're shorthanded, or they've got some kind of standing room only type line all of a sudden that night and stuff, then you can kind of understand why stuff is coming out slower, or, you know, she's forgotten to bring your ketchup and stuff, you know, because she's handling twice as many tables in her station and what she's used to and stuff. I mean, that those types of nights are totally understandable. But yeah, like Michael was saying, you know, when it starts becoming, and every time we come here, this is what it's turning into, then that's when it's like, okay,
And that's
maybe.
why I say I give a restaurant 3 to 4 times, depending on how good the food is. I mean, if the food
Right.
is good, the first couple of times, I'll give them a few more times.
Yeah.
But if it's not at least of service and the food are not worth the price that I'm paying for it.
Exactly.
Yep.
That we went to the Hideaway, which was a very high end type restaurant for
Mhm.
Michael's birthday, and the service was amazing. The guy, our server was amazing. They burnt my asparagus. I don't know how you burn asparagus, but they burnt my asparagus. And I told him, I said, this is black. He's like, he went and got he's like, I'm going to take that back for you. He went and got the manager. The manager brought out my fresh asparagus, the one that was.
Wow.
I said, I'm so sorry. I said,
Very nice.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but once again, it all depends on
Yeah.
I mean, they took ownership of it, as in
Right.
Yeah.
the waiter, and then the manager got involved, and they were involved, and they were taking, and it's an independent steakhouse, a local family that's got a lot of, they're entrepreneurs of a lot of different things around here. But that was what was excellent about it, was because those mistakes happen, but just fix it.
They'd only been
Right.
open for like after they closed down for COVID. They had only been open at this point for like maybe 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they had actually had a fire. They had a fire that had burnt within the kitchen. So they had been shut down for a while, and then they were kind of looking to rebuild. But they were being a little savvy about the plain fact the pandemic had kicked in, so they just weren't going to go ahead and they were going to wait until the moment that they could go ahead and get everything set up and then open back up. So we were right at that point. Actually, they even use an app that you have to make reservations. It's called Open Eat or something like that.
Huh.
And so you go into the app and you find the restaurant and you actually put in your time that whatever they have available, they have listed in the app.
Yeah.
So you
Set up
a reservation and go in. So then that way, we went in and said, we got a reservation for blah, blah, blah time. And they were like, oh, the Carters is like, yep, that's it. So, and they brought us right in and there you go. So, it
was good food.
Yeah.
It was really good food. It was worth it.
And here's the thing too, and this is with any type of customer service, whether you're selling a product, whether you're running a restaurant, a bar, anything, the word of mouth, okay? When somebody gets good service or a good product or a good deal or something like that, very few people run out and just start telling everybody. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I got exactly what I wanted, and it was great, and everything went exactly how it was expected to go, right?
Yeah.
But the minute something goes wrong, man, everybody, they're calling their brother, they're calling their sister. You won't believe what a day I had. This person at this grocery store, this clerk at the grocery store, this manager at this restaurant. I mean, bad word of mouth travels like wildfire.
Yep.
So,
right.
Yeah. And so, you want to keep your reputation. You've got to try and make people happy.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I went to school for like not even a full year for research or for sales and marketing management is what I went right out of high school. I thought I wanted to do retail for the rest of my life. I was stupid, but anyway, my marketing manager said that the average satisfied customer will tell 2 people about their pleasurable experience. And dissatisfied customer will tell 11.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So, and that's based on stats and whatever else,
Wow.
and research and what have you. But that has always stuck with me. I mean, we're talking 30 years later, and I still remember that.
Yeah.
Well, now with social media, just the one thing would be, reaching 100 people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, you think about, it kind of stems back to the whole like and dislike, not just on YouTube, but on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, Facebook still has the dislike button and the angry face and all the negative, things, emojis,
Right.
and I don't see them taking that off. But
Right.
Instagram.
Do you remember the old Fabergé commercial? Was it Fabergé shampoo? Do you remember that? She told two friends and they told two friends, and that's kind of what it's like.
Yep.
So so when you're thinking about it, and you want to make sure that even in your business you're going that extra step. The customer is not always right. You just treat them like they are. That has been a life-saving moment for me. It's like you're kind to them, but you kindly explain how they're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't use that term. Do not use "you're wrong." Just say,
Yeah.
"Well, I think
Mistaken.
I think you're mistaken, or I think you were misinformed."
There you go.
My favorite thing, and I understand your frustration, but I think you were misinformed. And I'd like to clear that up for you. Illustrate their problem and find a solution for it, because that's why they're contacting you, because they have a problem and they want a resolution.
Right.
Yeah.
And they want it now.
Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes if they can just, even if you can't rectify it, if they see you, witness you trying to jump through hoops to help them and to make them happy, even if it can't be resolved, sometimes they're at least pleased that you made the effort,
They felt important enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I we've been having, Michael went to go check on Scout. Okay, I was wondering where he went. But I've had just nothing but problems with Amazon the last 2 weeks. I
was going to tell you. I saw a report last night on the world news out in LA. People are robbing boxcars full of Amazon and leaving packages just strewn along the railways.
Yep.
Shut up.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. People are robbing Amazon boxcars. And they're opening up the packages and they're tossing them out. If they don't like it, they leave it laying there along the side of the railroad tracks and stuff. It was a disgusting disaster and stuff. And it's all through like LA and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's going on in LA, it's got to be going on in other places too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
like
maybe your package,
on steroids.
yeah. So your package might be laying somewhere along a railway.
I I finally got my package 2 days later. It was because the UPS put it on the wrong truck.
Oh, jeez.
Delivery, so it came the next day. But
wow.
it's even like Amazon gives you this window. Oh, it'll be delivered between the 7th and the 14th.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you're like, okay, so it'll be somewhere in between there,
right.
And it came along to be the 14th, it came along to be the 13th, and it wasn't here, and I'm like, what the flop?
Yeah.
And then I found out but I also made a return because I ordered other rings, because I have this ring and I ordered some other rings, just inexpensive stuff for fiddling when I get nervous. But they were way too big, so I just want to return them and get different ones in the right size. It's been a week since I sent it back, and I still don't have a credit for it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And it's like, well, I can't place an order until I get my credit, so fix it.
Yeah.
And I called UPS. I've called UPS twice and left messages, and they still haven't called me back either. So it's just like,
well,
This is
talked
where
to.
customer service is supposed.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
so
gonna order
horrible.
from Amazon
Right.
anymore. You
Well,
know?
Amazon is so big too. I just don't think they care anymore
They don't.
sometimes
A friend
because
of
they
mine.
know.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, go.
she had a return, and the lady scanned it. It was in packaged up, and the lady scanned it and just threw it into this big bin. And
Oh,
she asked, she said, "So what is that?" And they go, "Yeah, about 2 or 3 days when that gets full, Amazon will come get it, and then they'll take it back." It took over almost 3 weeks for her to get her credit.
oh, geez.
Yeah, they just don't care anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
All right,
Tish.
let's go.
That's good. All right. So everything that y'all talking about, the restaurants, retail, and everything, it all comes like full circle back to. It all kind of pertains to YouTube too,
Yeah.
with all of the like the negative spreads like wildfire, and the positive, and more people will share a negative experience, and you just trying to get people to share just the
Absolutely.
good stuff. It's a lot harder. And being a restaurant manager, like when you had the bad experience, I knew a ton of managers. I even have people under me that if somebody said table whatever wants to see you, they would go hide. They were afraid of a confrontation. And whereas I wanted to go find out what the problem was, because what you don't realize, like your marketing, Tish, is that for every one person that's got a complaint and voices their opinion, there's 10 more people that had like similar things happen to them, and they don't say anything. They just never come back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like so if you take care of that, you're not taking care of just that customer. You're probably taking care of a problem that pertains to a lot more. And with YouTube and that too, I'm not talking about trolls and that, but when you have a difficult person or someone has a problem, that it might not be just them. It might be something that you do need to tweak or fix. And so everything that goes on with everything else, you can look at YouTube and take lessons from that. It's kind of why I took the marketing, like you were talking about marketing. And there's so much stuff that I learned from like just taking a marketing course as far as doing YouTube that, people wouldn't even think that it pertains, but there's a lot of pertinent stuff in there.
I mean, anything from YouTube is because YouTube is about the viewer, not about the content creator.
Yeah.
You gotta make your customer happy. You
Right.
gotta make what the customer wants, whether it's an art form, like a piece of art, or we're making burgers or steaks, or we're making video content. We need to. That is like Daryl Eve's big thing. And I always go back to this, is finding your avatar, finding your ideal client for your artwork, finding your ideal client for, your restaurant experience, and for your YouTube channel. Who is the person you are trying to market to? And as soon as you have that idea, that person, man or woman or gender neutral or whomever they are, once you have that narrowed down, then you can focus on making your content for them. And that's why when Mike was talking about marketing just now, it's like, yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Mike, and it's just being in retail for 20 years, because I've worked everything from Kmart to Walmart to Best Buy. I worked at Filene's Basement. I've worked just every kind of retail place that you could. I worked at my mom's floral shop, and talk about.
I have a question for you, Tish, and you, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have seen a lot of the different channels on YouTube, and you guys, Janice, Sue, Clara, you might have seen this too. Have you seen where two channels end up getting kind of huffy with each other and what would I say, pissy? Like they're gonna do something about the other one or something like that. They end up battling. Do you guys think some of that is just to start hype and try and get people to, get people involved in the drama, kind of like a rap battle, and stuff, and it ends up making record sales go up in the record industry when two artists kind of battle against each other? Do you think that is going on in the YouTube world too, where two channels will just like get together and go, hey, let's have it out, and see if our views start shooting up?
I think it goes on all business fronts. Some are legit, some are not. Yeah. I think all business fronts.
Did you guys? Did you ever remember wrestling, like going back into the 80s?
Oh yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman got into the whole. He would wrestle women.
Well, yeah. Who was the one guy in Billie Jean King? Those two guys.
Bobby Riggs.
Yes, that's
Bobby
it.
Riggs. Yeah, but going back to the thing, Jerry the King Lawler. And the two of them, it was all made up, and they planned it, but they made it look like it was, it was like on David Letterman.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler kind of, was like, just that animosity that was going on. Then Lawler hauls off and hits, Andy Kaufman across the face, and Andy Kaufman's going to sue him.
Well, didn't somebody pile drive him and he ended up in the neck brace and everything too?
Jerry Lawler did it. Yeah.
Okay,
They had the fight, and then Jerry Lawler went ahead and picked him up and pile drived him, and he had the neck brace on. And then they started in on, the exact same thing, and he, and it was all contrived. But, you make a good point. I mean, is it real, or is it, is it to sell tickets?
Right, manufactured.
I think there's some that's real and some that's not. And I also think the flip too, like two channels working together really, really well. They've got chemistry, interaction together, but they might be, two people that don't get along.
Well, people like conflict, and they'll watch it. So
I mean, me and Tish, we conflict all the time, right, Tish?
Yeah.
I hear it on every phone call. Yeah. It's like I'm getting my ass out of here. I'm gonna go to the bar. Yeah.
He actually goes to bed, y'all. Yeah. He goes to bed.
I do. I go to bed. I'm like the hell. You know what I do? I go to bed and I turn on the TV and I watch Slapped Ham.
There was a live last night, man. I almost missed Friday Night Flip Cup because I had Slapped Ham up on my big screen as I was going around cleaning and everything and stuff. And it was like, living by Google Alert notifications or your Alexa alerts and stuff, man. If I wouldn't have had my alarm set or my notifications and stuff, or Sparky called and everything, I would have totally missed it. That's just, but I love Slapped Ham, man. Sorry.
I can't handle him. I can't handle him anymore.
I love that channel.
Every time he brings up that channel, I think in my head, damn you, Julie.
It's such a good channel. I love it. I love that haunted, ghosty, creepy, scary stuff.
No.
Helen's talking about the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, the Bushwhackers. I remember that. Them I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
they were from Australia.
The Killer Bees. The Greg Louganis. Or not Greg Louganis, that's a swimmer. What was the guy's name? Oh God, I'm not gonna think of it. I remember Baron von Raschke. Wasn't he the guy with the claw from WWF? And then there was the Crusher.
I don't remember any of those.
We had a guy named Radamias, and he would paint his tongue. He'd stick his tongue out. So everybody's got their shtick.
Yeah.
Sounds like around the Gene Simmons time.
Golden Boy, Adrian Adonis.
Oh yeah, Adrian Adonis. Yeah. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
There was
Jesse
a guy
the Body.
here on Australia's Got Talent who painted with his willy.
What?
Yeah,
I
a
got
guy
nothing.
on Australia's Got Talent, and he painted with his willy.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
let's get him on Artapalooza.
Yeah, that's talent.
I don't know if it was talent or not, but yeah.
Did he use his hands?
No, it was not. Look, no hands.
No hands.
He just stood there and
What do you
swung
think?
his hips.
What
Make
do
a
you
good
think?
TikTok.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, try to get the glow off it.
No, he plays the accordion with his hands, and then he does a flip cup. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh wow,
Sue.
that is pretty.
Very cool.
Nice.
That's what I was just working on. That's Brisbane, the river city.
Nice.
Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool. Superfly.
Oh, yeah. Dusty Roads. Remember
Dusty Roads.
Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Yes,
Jim Dugan. Yes.
I remember that one.
Roddy
Andre the
Piper.
Yes.
Oh, Roddy Piper. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
They Live?
I had a
or
crush
the
on
movie he was
him.
in?
Yeah. What was They Live? Yeah. John Carpenter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That's oh man. That's
Yep.
a favorite. Love some John Carpenter. Mike, they've got a 4-disc set. John Carpenter movies. They've got Escape from New York. They Live. What else? The Fog. That's the other one. And then there's one more. It's all 4 of them in a new set. And I'm thinking, man, that looks really good. Yeah.
Oh man. that
Oh
sounds
man.
awesome.
Snake
Yeah.
Plissken.
Snake Plissken.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I so love that
Oh,
How
character.
many times have I seen that movie?
Oh man.
You have to upload that video.
Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, Big
Oh,
Trouble in
yeah.
Little China.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the other that's another John Carpenter movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Michael, you and I both watched the same thing. Is it on Hulu or Netflix? How It Was Made, the movies of our yes.
Yeah, on Netflix, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, those are so good.
Yeah, all the behind. I'm really, really surprised at how many great horror directors, writers started out in porn. I was just like, what? The guy that wrote Friday the 13th did porn before this? What the heck?
You got to start somewhere.
I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure out how they wrote for porn because there is no script. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Here's your pizza, ma'am. Oh, what? I can't find my wallet. However, will I pay for the pizza?
You know, what if we had kids at a summer? We had kids at a summer camp, and they're having sex. Then they get in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he's thinking whenever he's.
But only the slutty kids can die.
Yeah.
The virginous girl, she has to live.
Yeah.
It's only the naughty kids that get
stabbed through the
that get
bed,
whacked. Yep.
Think though back at that time in the 80s, you know, kids of that age going to the theater, seeing it for the first time and thinking, hell no, I'm not going to have sex because
Yeah.
you know, an axe murderer.
Totally
The
not.
guy with a machete is going to come and
Right. Yeah, the last thing you wanted to do after that movie was go parking out in the woods with your boyfriend.
yeah. And then that guy's thinking, shit, we should have went and saw Top Gun. I could have never taken you to see Friday the 13th.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Oh, my girlfriend and I, we dated 2 best friends, and after Friday the 13th, they thought it would be so cool to take us down by the falls. And it's this back road that you have to go through to get to the waterfalls. And the branches,
hell no.
they were driving really slow and it was pitch dark. And they were screwing with the headlights and stuff, and the branches of the bushes and stuff, they'd make it sideswipe along the car so it would make scratchy noises. We were so freaked out and screaming. And then we had to use the restroom, and the light in the restroom for the park, you know how the park bathrooms
flicker.
are. they wouldn't work. They were out. And so, yeah, we're both in there trying to hold each other's hand while the other one was playing lookout and stuff. And of course, they're running around making noises outside the public bathroom and everything. It was just horrible. It was horrible, but funny as hell now to look back at. But, I miss those days. Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. So scary, but so fun. But yeah.
I didn't think it was fun at the time.
No, not at the time. Not at the time. And SEX was the last thing on the mind. That's for sure.
See, that only bothered the women. Like, guys are like, I'll take my chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a chance of that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I'm not worried.
That's the guy's doing it.
Yeah. Like, a guy with a machete. That yeah. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Yeah. So.
Da, 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 da.
Has anyone got to see the new Ghostbusters?
Yeah. Steve and I watched it
No.
last night.
Okay.
Still haven't
Hang on.
seen it.
Yeah.
What's
Good.
yeah, everyone like it.
Yeah. It was really good.
You like it,
The
Janice?
one with Chris
Oh, yeah.
Hemsworth. Or is there another one?
There's another one. There's one that just came
okay.
out. Yeah.
Afterlife.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
No,
Paul Rudd, is it? Is it Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd.
No.
It's the
Yeah.
kids, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
really funny.
Egon's daughter and grandkids and
Grandkids.
and then
Far out.
yeah.
I want to see it.
Hitting the curly-haired kid from Stranger Things plays the older.
Yeah, Michael from Stranger Things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that actor.
He did really good. Steve laughed through the whole thing, so.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it was a little. I kind of wanted something different, so it didn't quite hit home for me. But I know a lot of people like it. I think I just need to watch it again. I don't know. I may have been drinking too much soda and I had to run to the bathroom too
I
much.
go to the bathroom too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was,
it
that
was the
happens.
same. It was like a remake, but not.
Yeah.
And
Right.
kind of more of like a memorial for, what was his name? The actor?
Yeah. Harold Ramis.
Harold, yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like a tribute to him, kind of like a remake, but not, kind of retelling the story. It's kind of like a family reunion type of thing with a cute little kid that was really funny in it. So
Yeah, that little girl is adorable. I love her.
Oh my gosh.
She's so good. Yeah, she plays a character on young Sheldon.
yes,
And she's a wonderful actress. Yeah.
yeah, and podcast. He was funny.
Yes. We went and saw the new Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Don't go make your
One
own
pause.
judgment.
Yeah.
Go make your own judgment. I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. But then again, I went in with zero expectations.
Yeah. Me
Because
too.
I'll be honest with you, 99 times out of 100, if they make one movie and I love it, the second movie or subsequent movies, I'm always going to get let down if I have an expectation of it being as good as the first. There are exceptions to this rule, i.e., Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potter movies.
Potter. Yeah.
And even the other Matrix movies, none of the other two I thought were as good as the first. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I love the story. I love the characters and the special effects. And I go into the movie wanting to be entertained. That's it. That's my only expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And movie theater popcorn and drink lots of soda.
Yeah.
That's the whole experience for
Got
me.
Better have butter for your popcorn.
and I think a lot of people went in with this expectation that, oh my God, it's the Matrix and it's going to be awesome. And then they walk out and are deflated because it wasn't what they wanted. They
Right.
didn't meet that expectation.
We got some art there. Can we
Yeah.
bring that up full screen?
Yes, I'm trying. Are you not? Are you not in the?
Oh.
You are in the.
Ooh,
Ooh,
good
Ooh,
job.
who did that
very
wonderful
nice.
job? Very good
You
job.
did so
Everybody say you
good.
did a good job. We're all saying
Yay. Yay.
well done. Good job.
Woo.
All right, off you go.
Love
Say
it. Love
thank
it.
you.
Aw.
All right, off you go. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Aw.
She's got her mermaid outfit on. That's why she keeps on coming back in because it keeps falling down. It's a size 6. She only turned 5 on Monday.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Some safety pins.
Yeah.
I
Double-sided
can't find them. I
tape.
don't know where they're gone. I knew
Look
I
in the
had
last
the
place.
nappy ones that have got the safety clip on top of them.
Yep.
Can't find them. They're thin air, gone.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
That whoever saw Aragon? Did anybody see the
wanted
movie
to.
Aragon?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Well, you
Done.
Is that
took
with
it.
the dragons?
They didn't remake it, did they?
No, they didn't remake it. But if you read the books and then watch
Yeah.
the film, and you'll be flat as a tack. You'll just look at you and think, "What the huh?"
Yeah.
They
Agreed.
mixed out
Agreed.
so much detail. It's not funny.
Yeah,
Well,
it's kind of a book, kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Scram,
There's
please.
a lot in it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Now we're going to get this all the whole time now.
Yep.
No, when you read the book and then you watch the movie, half the people that are alive at the end of the movie are actually dead in the book.
Well, I don't know. I know ever since I read my first Stephen King book, and then I went and saw the movie. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, screw this business.
Yeah.
So that happened when I was probably 15, 16 years old, maybe 18, somewhere in there. So now I read the book so I know the general plot. And then I'd like to go in and see how the writer and the director and the producers, what they wanted to do with the story. Because it's not gonna, oh goodness, we've got more art.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Oh nice. Yay.
Very
job.
Good job. Oh.
Good job.
Yay.
All right, Scram, no more you two. Thank you. Go watch telly. Or go paint more.
How cute.
Yeah, there's so many.
The oldest one's actually getting really good. She's
That's
starting
good.
to really explore with the watercolors and getting shading and that in. So yeah,
Oh,
she's
cool.
starting to
Fun.
get really good.
Nice.
Yeah, practice.
Yep. I'm
So if
going to
you
need
guys-
more color books.
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw my tweets, and you know I'm team hate Matrix.
I've never actually seen any of them. I've not seen any of them. I looked at them and I went, eh. I know
Oh my
there's
God!
quite a couple of Aussies in them, but you know, it's like, eh.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I love
Nah.
Matrix 1.
yeah,
It's not.
1999, the first Matrix was just, I mean, blows you away. It's just an awesome movie. And then the second two, it's like they try to, they put a lot of action in it, and it's fun, but you're still kind of looking for that same feeling you got with the very first Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie that they came
Can't
out
do
with,
shock and awe after the shock and awe is already done.
yeah, it's like, it was pretty intense orgasm. I don't think it's going to happen again, but we'll try.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Ta-da. But it seemed like in this resurrection, it should have been more of like a reboot, because it's like they were trying to retell it again. And they were trying to do it for this generation, 2021 instead of 1999. And it's very meta. And, they're trying to, it's like the Matrix within the Matrix kind of thing. And,
Yep.
and so, and now Trinity is going to be sort of the the Ultra God and so on and so forth. So they were just revamping it, and so there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes it's just one of those things where some people like it and some don't. So that's just
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mike said, there's team like it and team dislike it. So
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cut out half the glare. That's better.
Now, I think a lot of people disliked it for their own personal reasons, and like I said, I liked it in the fact that it entertained me. Was it super spectacular? Like, oh my God, you got to see this movie? No.
Yeah.
But then again, we went and watched Tenet, and we still need to rewatch it. But I'm still trying to process the first time we watched it. 'Cause that was so
Oh, really?
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
It's a good movie. I like Tenet.
Don't give it
Yeah.
away. Don't give it away.
Okay,
No.
yeah, but no,
Which
I
movie was
suggest
that?
you watch it Saturday.
Tenet is a Christopher Nolan movie called Tenet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it was done just in 2020, I think.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went and saw it just before everything started shutting down. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one movie on Netflix. It's called 2065, 67, I think it is. That's cool. That's out there.
Yeah, but
That was
'cause
really
I-
good.
I think people are maybe it's just me. I think people are trying to outdo other people instead of just keeping things simple. It's like,
Yeah.
Sometimes
we gotta
I
do
don't.
all these special effects, and we gotta do this, all this, and all this, and all this, and it's
Yeah.
just like, just give me a good story. Just give me
Yeah.
a story. And
The one thing
I
that
think the
annoyed-
Matrix is
sorry.
lacking in that. Go ahead. Sorry.
The one thing that annoyed me was with Star Wars, the original movie.
Mhm.
George took the original one and took out all the glitches in the movie and then added that bit at the end. And that annoyed the absolute dickens out of me because it didn't match the rest of the film. To me, it ruined it. I mean, yeah, okay, we know the whole galaxy is going to be celebrating and all, but there wasn't any need to show it. To fix the glitches where you could see the squares on the TIE fighter moving, yeah, okay, I get that.
I would
Yeah,
rather
cleaning it up is one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
cleaning it up and then there's adding, and yeah, to me that just
You can't even get the
bum-bum.
original cut of the original movies, can you? All you can get
If you've got the
original.
original video when it
Yeah.
first came out on cassette, yes, it's there, to which I had, but my darling youngest daughter wrecked it. Wrecked the entire set by putting
I
it
think
into the
it's
cassette
I'm gonna write to Disney and say I think we should all write to whoever. I
Yeah.
think it's Disney
That's been talked about in so many groups, and people are saying why couldn't they have went ahead and just said here's the theatrical of the original 1977. It didn't have to say episode 4. It didn't have to say New Hope. Just the way and then you just like with all kinds of different movies, you have different versions. Version and then the director's cut. They've done that with Blade Runner. Ridley Scott did that. They've got about 5 different versions of Blade Runner. And generally you can get them, and whatever version you want. I agree. I mean, Han shot first. That's the way I see it. That made him a badass because that's what Han Solo was. He was a pirate, and Greedo was like, hey, there's a bounty on your head. And he's like, well, don't worry about it because I'm unholstering my weapon and I'm going to put your ass down and then pay the bartender for the mess and, go fly off to the next galaxy. So, but, I don't know. Lucas just, even the third movie of the first trilogy, there was not supposed to be Ewoks. It was supposed to be the Wookiees on the Wookiee planet. That's where the whole battle was supposed to take place with the Empire. And then it just turned into, okay, we had R2-D2, we had Yoda, and now we're going to create these Ewoks because we're going to start cashing in. And it's really sad. And when it starts happening, it just seems like everything just goes downhill. I always have a special place with Star Wars, especially when it came out in 1977. And
I went to see that 8 times. Every time my father came to pick me up for visiting, which was once a fortnight. What do you want to do? Star Wars. Okay.
That's cool.
That's
That's
awesome.
what
We
did.
saw it. We saw it in Belgium. My dad was transferred over there, and it was funny because the subtitles created a delay with the humor, and we would be cracking up in like a delay, and then the audience would crack up. That was funny.
That's good.
That is.
I'm just going to sit here and eat my Cheerios while you old timers remember seeing it in the movie theater.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
We watched it in the drive-in.
Yes.
Oh, gee.
We did. We went. We saw it. Actually, Dad would never go and see a movie like twice. Like once he saw it at a theater, that was it. And Paul and I talked him in to go into the drive-in movie theater, and he was like, "Okay, I'll take you boys to see it." And I remember vividly him sitting there in the station wagon, smoking his pipe, and watching the movie. And yeah, and Dad even taught Sunday school at the Baptist church, and he used the messages from Star Wars in some of his Sunday school classes to teach and talk about, the aspect of good and bad and the Jedi Knights and exactly the representation of good against evil. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
I can remember when my dad took me to see Grease, and he actually went to see it before he took me. And he looked at me, and I can always remember him saying, "Now you got to remember, this is where Olivia turns into a bad girl at the end." Always remember that.
What movie
Sally
was that?
turns into a bad girl at the end. Don't you do that?
Oh my god.
What movie was that one?
Grease.
Grease.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hello, Gretchen.
Hey, Gretchen.
Hi,
Hello.
Gretchen.
We kind of got off topic, but that's the second hour. We was really
Oh, that's okay. Saturday Night Fever came out, and I wanted to see it, and they're like, "No way, no,
Cheerios.
you're not.
Yeah,
You're
I
too
still
young."
haven't seen that to this day.
I saw it with my parents. Oh my god.
Oh,
wow.
Julie.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that happen? You wanted to go see it, and they took you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. My mother and I. And yeah, so my mom is sitting right there, and I'm looking at John Travolta in his underwear going, and my mom looks over at me and is like, yeah. My mom took me to see Porky's.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom took my best friend from confirmation class and I to go see Porky's. Yeah. She took me to Poseidon Adventure. I think I was 6 or 7 years old. That movie traumatized me till no end. I'll still never get over what's her name diving and swimming to save everybody. Shelley Winter.
Shelley Winter.
Yeah. And then dying and stuff. And Ernest Borgnine's wife falling into the fire and everything. Yeah, completely traumatized by that. But I remember it all.
Irwin Allen. Yeah, Irwin
My
Allen.
mom.
Disaster movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mum and I went to see Tootsie.
See, there's nothing wrong with that one.
We had to go back and watch it again because we were laughing so hard through it all that we missed half of it. So we had to go back and laugh at the half we missed. It was such a crack up. And I think that was the first movie where it was cross-dressing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Hoffman. Yeah.
It was so funny, but we had to go back and see it again because we laughed so hard through the
no, it's not the first movie. Do you guys there was a Tony Curtis and
that's right.
Yes.
God, what was his?
Yes, I can see
Jack Lemmon.
Yep.
That's right.
Some Like It Hot. It had Marilyn Monroe in it.
Yep.
They were musicians.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had to join a girls group in order to get work and get away from the mob hit on them. Yep.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
I
often
like-
wondered sometimes if Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks was based on that movie. You guys remember
That
that,
was such a
show?
good
Tom?
Yeah,
show.
absolutely.
That was
Bosom
so good.
Buddies. Yeah, Tom.
I was
Tom
like
Hanks.
beehive to a grape group, but I loved that show.
Yeah,
The
I
one
loved it.
guy, this is the only episode I really remember, is the one guy, I can't remember which character, what his name was, Tom Hanks' character was in love with the really pretty blonde, and he got drunk one night and went to go get a tattoo of her name on him. And he chickened out because it hurt too much. And he's like, look, it's a love dot.
I love that.
That's all I remember from the show. It's
Yeah.
just, look, it's a love dot.
I have a love dot right there. Where is it? Where's my camera? There it is. Yeah. I tested a needle for a friend. I did her tattoo. And so
Oh,
I
my
wanted
goodness.
to test it and see if it was working. So yeah, I stuck myself and tattooed a dot on the side of my finger. But yeah, I gave a friend of mine a tattoo with just a needle and thread. How you wrap the thread around. I'm not going to explain it in case there's kids out there watching.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then the bottle of India ink, and yeah.
That's how my dad did his tattoo. That
Yeah.
looked like this.
Ah, yeah.
Yep, that one.
He did it in the Navy. And,
Yep.
you know, so
Yeah,
you know, that's why it's on his left hand, because he was
Ah.
right.
there you go.
So funny.
So,
That's
but yeah, that's
Who saw Jaws when it came out at the theater?
I wanted
wasn't
to,
at
but
the
my
theater.
parents wouldn't let me.
Me.
Yeah. See, my
Nah.
it was like my dad was kind of, like I don't know when, but yeah, I talked him into it. So yeah.
But I do have a good follow-up story on that. I went to go visit my aunt about, I think it was 3 months afterwards, and she was the cool aunt kind of thing. And she's like, "What do you want to do?" "I want to go see Jaws." She's like, "Okay." And we went and saw it, and then it was, of course, it was close to the evening time, and then she set up the couch for me for nighttime, and she's like, "Here, I'll give you a stuffed animal to sleep with, just in case." And she had a stuffed animal shark. I don't think I slept a wink that night.
Oh, no.
But I
Oh.
walked away with this smirk on her face.
I was
Oh.
in high school, my first year of high school, and at the very end of the year, one of the guys who worked at the school actually used to work for Hoyt's. So he was allowed to actually get the real movie roles. They would allow him to. Back then, they had the film in the
Mhm.
canisters. He
Right.
was allowed to actually get the canisters and use them. So he got Jaws, and there was a Goldie Hawn one, and she was, I think it was Chevy Chase, and there was a little dwarf involved.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's where
Can't remember the name.
she picks up a guy that is hitchhiking, and he's a spy, and he puts microfilm in her
Yeah.
purse, and Chevy Chase is a cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got Brian
Yeah.
Dennehy as the other cop. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
in it.
And-
Burgess Meredith is in that movie too. Yeah, he's the guy
With the
that's
albino.
and then the
albino.
Yeah,
Albino.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I can remember when Jaws was showing, my girlfriend Jane and I spent most of that film under the chair.
Oh my gosh.
But-
It was that scary. Yeah, you're thinking the same thing, Tish. Julie, you're sideways.
Julie, you're sideways.
You went sideways.
Yeah,
Julie.
I don't think she's listening. Julie.
Well,
Wake up!
I think she froze. I think she.
I think she's frozen.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she might have froze. Either that or she's asleep.
I got to screenshot that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
happen to be the
yeah,
one.
she
You happen to
froze.
be the one right in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we spent most of the time under the chair
Oh my gosh.
because yeah, and from that day on, every time the neighbor across the road had a swimming pool, and I love swimming, so I'd dive in, and I couldn't get out of the pool quick enough because I'd have to look. I'd be looking around. Oh, her battery died.
Yeah.
Looking around for a shark. You know,
Oh my gosh.
I'd dive in, have a quick paddle, and then jump out and see that everything was okay, and then turn around and dive in and quickly jump out again. That's how big an effect it had on me. So, but if someone else
Wow.
was there, I was fine. But when I was by myself, it's like, oh, out I hop.
Nope.
Yeah, nope. So
I didn't see that movie until I was like probably in my 20s. And by then it was like, yeah, this is so fake.
Yeah. My mom.
yeah,
I think
My-
part of it was we went to Universal Studio and I got to see the actual mechanical Jaws at Universal Studios. So
Remember
it
Shark?
was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
kind of ruins the whole thing, doesn't it?
yeah.
But then
This
with
smells
Back
ahead,
to the
go ahead.
Future,
Go ahead,
see
Mike.
Jaws. What number was it? Jaws 40 something in Back to the Future.
yeah. What were you gonna say, Mike?
No, I was just saying, Julie just said Amityville. That's what my mom liked, spooky
Oh.
movies. And we were like 10 or something. And it was like a rated R movie. And she like took me and my brother and our cousins, like a bunch of kids, and we all went in there to watch it.
Oh
We were
wow.
like freaked out.
Wow.
Yeah, get out. Yeah, we were like
Oh my
little kids.
gosh.
Yeah. So
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Janice, who have we got there?
Oh, this is Levi, and he's Velcro because he injured a hip earlier in the week, so he's like Velcro puppy.
Ooh,
aw.
So
aw,
I'm gonna
poor
have to
puppy.
get off and give him his medication.
Aw,
Yeah.
poor Bubba. How old is he?
He's gonna be 12. So, but he thinks he's 2, so he runs like he's 2.
Yeah.
But his hips are going no. So
He needs to learn the lesson that we all have. Need to go
Mm.
slower.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's
You
not
need
going to
to-
happen.
schedule you
It's just like,
time.
hey, we need to talk.
Okay. I'll talk to
All
you guys later.
Yeah. Good night,
Bye,
guys. Have a good
Bye,
Good night,
weekend.
guys.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go check on the pets and get Scout outside. So
Well, we are reaching the 2-hour mark, so I
be
heard
going.
2 hours earmarked for this, and I need to decompress and then I need to hit the ball rolling tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep in till 8:00 tomorrow, I think, though, or 9:00. So
Oh,
you do that. You sleep in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
after
wish.
your dog decided to wake us up,
Ah.
Sarah got.
Nice. Look at that dragon.
Did you see the whole thing or not?
Yeah.
Yep,
we
we
can
can
see
see it.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's a
Cool.
horny guy. Yeah.
Michael,
It is time. It's time to
who
say,
brung you?
time to say good night. Ooh, the green screen. Look at that.
Yeah.
The green bottle.
Hey, you
You're
got that
invisible.
beard disappear.
Disappears. Ooh. Hi. Watch this beer disappear.
The smallest things amuse the smallest minds.
Yes. Yeah.
Careful how you say that.
Because
lady.
I'm sitting on mine. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone.
yeah, it's timing.
Thank
You can most probably hear it.
You
Yeah.
guys have a great night. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.
Later, y'all.